So here is a core workout for you today. We've got 8 total moves. We're going to do each move for a total of 10 repetitions. Some of them we will end up doing for 20, so you make sure that you get each side completed. You can do this without any equipment at all. I do have a light set of dumbbells. I grabbed a set of 5-pound dumbbells for a couple of the movements, but you can always do this totally body weight only if that works better for you, or you're on the go and just don't have equipment with you. Have my mats. We will be down on the floor for some of the moves. We'll be standing. So we have a little bit of standing core, a little bit of core work on the ground. So we're going to get started with some standing oblique crunches. So what we're going to do, if you want to use a light dumbbell here, we're actually going to do all of our reps on one side first, and then we'll switch and do the other side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your leg, the same leg as you have your dumbbell here. We're going to start with that dumbbell up overhead, and then what you're going to do is you're going to bring your elbow and your knee together. So we're going to work on this side oblique here. Soft bend in your standing leg. Don't be totally locked out. You want to have a little bit of bend so that you've got some balance here. And then what you're going to do, you're going to inhale as you're in this extended position, exhale and draw that knee up. And then you're going to kind of stretch that hand away, stretch that toe away. So we're going to do 10 of these. There's 8. We'll go 2 more, 9 and 10. Good, then we're going to switch and do the other side. Know that you can do these slower if you really want to slow down the movement. I'll show you a more slowed down version here. That way you can really focus on crunching those oblique muscles together. I should also note that I do have my dumbbell slightly out in front of me here, so it's not totally up over my head. I'm sort of like reaching cross body so that my bicep is coming real close to my temple. And then we're going to do the same thing. So slower, I balance worse on one side than the other. So again, you can really slow down the movement as much as you would like. Here's 8, 9, woo, I'm losing it today, and 10. Good, there are your 10 standing oblique crunches. So next you've got your downward dog, a bear plank into a downward dog. So no weights here. We'll set those off to the side. But what we're going to do, we're going to take it down onto our mats. I do have my shoes on. Normally I would do these barefoot, but for today, I'm just going to leave them on. So we're going to start in our bear plank position. So arms are stacked over top of each other here. Toes, you're going to notice my toes are sort of flexed because we're going to push up into our bear plank, which just means you're keeping your back nice and flat. So we push up, and then you're going to drop your heels back towards the mat and sort of come into this upside down V position. Slow lower back down, big inhale, exhale, push up. And again, you can go at whatever pace feels good to you here. Holding that little stretch as well. Really think about keeping your core nice and engaged through this plank position. And then you push back into that downward dog. I think we have maybe one more left. Let's go one more just for good measure. Last one, big inhale, exhale, push back into that downward dog. And good. We'll come down. I can see a piece of hair floating in front of me there. So we're going to stay down on the mat next for this next position. We're going to roll onto our backs. No equipment for this one. This is another one of those moves we are going to actually do. We'll get 20 reps in because you're going to go 10 on each side. So this is an alternating scissor kick. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off on our backs. You're going to tuck your hips under again, kind of roll so that your low back is pressed into the mat. Scissor kicks, you're going to bring your head slightly off of the mat. We're going to reach our hands up towards our leg. You can actually grab onto your calf if you want to for this movement, but what we're going to do is we're going to alternate dropping one leg down, pulling the other leg back towards your chest. So there's 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 6. And again, feel that stretch through your legs. Here's 8, 9. And again, you can go slower here if you really want to hold each stretch a little more. Good. Go ahead, release. Drop your head down. Release your neck a little bit. All right, what do we have next? We have a bear plank to an alternating row. So here's another opportunity where you can use your weights if you would like to for this movement. Again, I just have a set of 5s here. I'm not trying to go real heavy. For this movement, focus is really just on the core. We're going to go back to that same position that we were in a couple of moves ago, that bear plank position. However, this time, what we're going to do is you're going to hold that position the whole time while you alternate rowing one arm at a time. Thinking about rowing dumbbell back towards your back hip. So we're going to push up and again, we're going to get 10 rows on each arm. So you're technically going to go for 20 here. So you push up into that plank position. You're going to hear my dumbbells sticking. And we're trying to keep that back nice and flat. You're going to have some rock side to side just because you're shifting your weight. Let's go 2 more each arm. And good, set those aside. So if you don't want to use weights for those, you can do those without weights. You would just keep your hands nice and flat on the ground. You push up into your bear plank position. And instead of holding weights, you're just going to row your hand back. So make a fist, row your hand back again towards that hip position. But we're trying to engage that core, holding our body up, keeping our back nice and flat throughout that whole movement. You're exhaling as you bring that dumbbell up. Inhale as you take it back down or as you pull your fist back in. All right, so next we're going to stay down on the mat. We have slow bicycle crunches. So very, very slow and controlled here. Most of the time when we do bicycle crunches, people just try to hammer them out. But we are going to be very intentional with our bicycles today. So you're going to start out on your back, legs are bent, trying to keep that 90-degree bend. You're going to support your head with your palms, with your hands. You're going to roll up, so that way we're tucking those hips, keeping that back pressed into the mat. And then what you're going to do is you're going to alternate extending one leg out. Take your knee to your elbow here. Bring in. Same thing, we're going to end up doing 20 total because we want to get 10 on each side. So the slower and more controlled you do these, the more core work you're going to get. Woo, my abs are on fire. Let's go 2 more each side. And last one. So if extending your leg all the way out, if you get that popping, clicking sensation in your hip, same thing with what we've done before, is you can always just tap a toe down at the floor rather than extending your leg all the way out to the extension position. So you always have that as an option instead of doing that full straight leg movement. Just keep those legs bent. All right, so next we're going to go into a 1 foot elevated straight arm, straight leg dead bug. So what you're going to do here, we are actually going to work same side here. So instead of, most of the time we do dead bugs, we're bringing opposite arm, opposite leg. This time what we're going to do is we're going to bring same arm, same leg. But what we're doing here is you're going to push up onto this base foot here. So I'm going to show you from this angle, but we're bringing your fingertips up towards your knee and then extending. And same, we're going to go 10 on each side. Keep pushing your glutes up off of the mat. And one more on this side. Go ahead, release. We'll switch to the other side. So you're going to push up onto your tiptoe on that other side, straight arm, straight leg. Use that other hand out there for balance, for support. Draw that hand up towards that knee. Exhale as they come together. Inhale as you lower. Good, we're gonna go 3 more. 3, 2, and last one. Good, release. We will come up out of that position. We have 2 more moves left. We're gonna do a seated roll back. I'm losing my socks and my shoes here. So seated roll back, we're gonna stay on this seated position, no equipment here. What you're gonna do is, as you kind of like roll up, roll back, you kind of feel your sit bones underneath you. So we're actually gonna roll back off of those sit bones. So you're kind of on that fleshier part of your butt. And what we're gonna do is, you're gonna take a hand, tap it back behind you. Then you're gonna roll up into that seated position, roll back, take the other hand behind you. So we're gonna do 10 on each side. So again, you'll basically get 20 reps here. Feet are gonna stay planted on the ground. Hands can be in sort of this prayer position. You can keep them here at your knees, whatever makes the most sense for you from a comfort standpoint. But what we're doing is, we start up nice and straight, we roll back, tap, up, and tap. You can go back as far as you would like to, whatever feels most comfortable. We're halfway there. Last 3 on each side. And final one on each side. Good. Roll up. That is a killer on those hip flexors. So go ahead, release those, shake those out. I know you hold a lot of tension in those hip flexors from that movement. Last of your core movements that we will complete is a side plank. with some hip dips. So couple of options here. If you're not ready for doing the hip dips, that's okay. I'm going to show you a couple of options ways you can modify this. So if you want to do this in a more of a modified position, what you're going to do is you're going to keep your bottom leg down so that it is bent, your knee is on the floor here. And then what you can do is you can just lower and then lift. So you're going to drop that hip down, lower, and lift. If you want to do this in a full extension position, you're going to stack your feet on top of each other. You'll push up into that plank position, side plank, drop your hip, and push back up. So we're going to go 10 on each. Exhaling as you push up. 9 and 10. Good. Lower down. We'll switch. We'll do the other side. Same thing here. You can do it with that bottom leg bent, more of that support position for you underneath, or you can do it in that full extended. You're just going to stack your feet on top of each other. The goal here, you're just trying to keep your hip up off of the ground as high as you can, making a nice diagonal line from your armpit down to your foot. My feet are slightly up in front of me also. They're just slightly up rather than being straight down, just to give myself a little bit more balance. Your palm, you can open it up, push down on the floor. You can keep a fist. I tend to keep a fist, but it is whatever feels best for you. So we've got 10 of these. And again, you're trying to push that hip up. There's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. There are your 10 core movements. So this set you can complete 2, maybe 3 rounds full all the way through to get your core work in, but we're working a little bit of obliques, a little more obliques today than what we have worked in the past. And again, this is something that you can use the weights with if you choose, or you can do it with no equipment at all. The weights just add just an extra little layer of challenge in there, but obviously can be done without weights too. So if you have any questions, if any of these movements don't feel good to you or want something to be subbed in or out, please let me know. Feel free to leave me a message and I'll be happy to work on adding something or taking something out for you. So good luck, have fun. See ya.